Before this video starts, let me be very clear to everyone watching. I do not vote. Therefore, what you see in this video is not made for you to sway your vote on who you decide to vote for. I do not care who you vote for. And this is not me showing you who I will vote for because I do not vote. That is not the purpose of this video. Let's get it.
Some women were undecided, and then the rest of the black people, a lot of them were Kamala Harris. But here's the thing: most of the men that were with women would then say Kamala Harris.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Let me say that again. Most of the men, like it was a couple guys that was like, "Oh no, you go first, you go first," and so she would go on, and she was like, "Oh, I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she's a black woman, and I wanted to see her a first black woman and stuff like that, right?" So they would say that, they would give me that spiel. I knew it was coming, and I got a bevy of different answers, and so I'm gonna try to release it. I don't know if I should release it today or if I should release it Wednesday, but I'm gonna drop it, right? And then the guy would get on, and I would say, "All right, so who you rocking with?" I would just go straight to him. I wouldn't even plug him up with a mic. I would just ask him straight up, and he would just be using her mic, right? Her mic would be on the lapel. All right, who you going with? And he'll look at her, Kamala, and it's like simps. Simps are crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes will do anything for box. I mean, anything for the box.
What's going on YouTube? Is your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So I got a video for you guys of a woman who apparently is coming across a lot of men that are falling out with their wives because the men are choosing to not vote for Kamala Harris. Now, first of all, I want to ask if any of you guys that watch me that may be married in the United States are experiencing this. And second of all, I want to reiterate what I said in the beginning of the video, that I don't vote, and nor this is not a Kamala Harris channel. This is not a Donald Trump channel. Hell, I wouldn't even say this is a political channel because I really don't talk politics too much. But when it kind of crossover and bleeds over into the RP space or relationship space, so to speak, that's when I tend to cover it. And when it's getting to a point where it's starting to break up couples, then it's like, okay, now it's kind of leaning towards into what I would typically talk about. So I wanted to cover it since I kind of covered a little bit of the political stuff with the assassination attempt a while back. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it.
Good morning, you guys. I hope that y'all's morning and week is off to a good start. I just wanted to touch on something that I noticed that I find very unfortunate. I see that there are a lot of women who are actually falling out with the men in their lives because these men refuse to vote for Kamala Harris. I actually saw a video on here, and I do edit the video, but TikTok took it down because it violated community standards because some of the things that the people in the video were saying. But there was a young lady that actually wished unaliving on a young man because he refused to support Kamala Harris.
See, that's the bullshit that I be talking about that be pissing me off. That right there, man. When you got people over here sending death threats just because they don't agree with you, that's just so petty. Because we got female content creators doing the same thing. You know what? Let me tell you something. I can't recall. Now, I'm pretty sure there's male content creators in this space that'll probably receive death threats or things of that nature. But something tells me those threats more than likely will probably come from women than they would other men. But I've noticed female content creators, they're usually getting death threats from other women. So when it comes to these death threats and whatnot, man, I'd be willing to bet my money based on what I'm seeing that most of the time it's women that are doing that. That's crazy, bro, and that's so petty and immature. Let's keep it moving.
Now, most of the dialogue that I have noticed has not been that extreme, but there are women that are falling out with their men, that they're dating, or, whatever. Their brothers, cousins, homeboys, uncles, like dads, like they are really mad at these men because these men refuse to vote for Kamala Harris. And I just feel that's not a wise thing to do, um, to alienate your protection, your warrior class. It's just not wise to do that, because when November comes and goes, there's going to be a backlash from one side or the other. If Kamala wins, there's going to be a backlash from the right. If Kamala loses, there's going to be a blame game from the left. So either way it goes, there's going to be a backlash, and frustration is going to be taken out on a particular archetype. Okay? Now, Kamala ain't worried about this because she's going to go back to being Indian. She's going to go back to being Indian and snuggle up with Doug and go back to sleep. That's what Miss Imhoff is going to do. Um, but, and a lot of you women may say, well, that's fine. I don't need a man. I don't need a man to protect me. Cool. You know what I'm saying? If that's how you feel, okay. But I just don't think it's wise to alienate our men or tear down our men or push them away from us because they refuse to support a candidate that we want to support. And when I say we can't supporting, I don't support Kamala. At this point, I don't have, I have not made up my mind yet, because as you know, there are third party candidates. So I really haven't made up my mind, other than I know I won't be voting for Kamala. But again, the point of this video was to make a give my commentary on that situation that I've noticed. I previously did a video on the family that prays, and I talked about William Cartwright and Andrea, and the relevance today. So just remember that pedestal that William Cartwright gave Andrea, it was temporary, and he took that pedestal away. So just don't fall out with the people you love over Kamala Harris or any other political candidate. It's not wise, because at the end of the day, your loved ones, that's way more important. So anyway, be blessed.
Yeah, cause I'll be honest with you guys. I think I shared this story before, but like I said, I don't talk about politics too much. But as you guys know, I do not vote, and if you know me being a big conspiracy theorist, then you understand why. If you know anything about secret societies, underground cities, Bohemian Grove, Bilderberg Group, I can go on and on. That that's a rabbit hole y'all don't want to go down. I've even had people say I should start a conspiracy channel. It's that bad. However, um, when it when it comes to this, we we almost had a fallout over Barack Obama, because my mom was doing basically the same thing people are doing now with Kamala Harris, and honestly, history is repeating itself, because my mom is pretty much voting for Kamala Harris for the same reason why a lot of other black people are voting for him. And I've just kind of kept my thoughts out of it. I really ain't spoke on it too much. I just try to keep up enough to know a little bit of what's going on, a little bit. Now, speaking of what's going on, far as policies go, I know there's a lot of people um, that are voting for Kamala Harris due to the fact that they don't like some of the stuff that Trump has in place. This whole 2025 plan thing that everybody was bugging out about. I heard about it when I was overseas. Don't know much about it, but I'm guessing this is something that is not wanted from people who want to vote for Kamala Harris. Um, but I came across something that I know a lot of people that are not voting for Kamala Harris, and I wanted to share this with you guys. Check this out.
What? No way. I didn't just hear what I thought I heard. Hold on.
They're now giving them jobs as law enforcement officers. That is why I had to drop a bill last week, the Citizen Only Policing Act, because they are now allowing people under these programs to serve as gun carrying sworn officers of the law. Keep in mind, these people are in the country illegally. And that is what is so crazy to me.
No
and
way.
another fine point to put on this that everyone should be upset about is that collectively, we spend $42 billion of taxpayer money every single year on people in this country who have been brought in through the Harris-Biden regime or have crossed the border illegally. As a comparison, homeless veterans only get $3 billion.
Yeah, they spending $42 billion and they letting them become police officers? And y'all voting for this administration? And they don't care because they know that y'all still gonna vote for them? Oh, no way. No way. Now I got to do some research. Y'all got me putting my journalism hat on. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. I am blown away. I am 100% blown away. That is crazy. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Now, before I say my piece on this, I want to say this because I want to get this out of the way because I already know it's probably people gonna say this in the comments anyway, even though I've already said this twice. The reason why I cover this is because I want people to be able to think for themselves, and I don't want people to make a decision just because somebody else said they should make that decision. I don't give a damn who y'all vote for. If to be brutally honest with you, if I can influence, if I can really influence people in that manner or in that strong of a manner, I would tell people not to vote, like me. But what I want y'all to think about is this. I've always looked at voting for a president as the lesser of the two evils. Because from the way things are looking, it's kind of like if you vote for Kamala Harris, then you're going to have to deal with more of what you just saw in the video. And it could potentially get worse. Who knows how that's going to go. Or you can take whatever cons are going to come with voting for Donald Trump. There's going to be cons that come with you voting for either one or the other. At this point, like I've always said this when it came to voting for presidents, well before I stopped voting. It's all about the lesser of the two evils when it really comes down to it. So pick who you think is gonna be best for you and the people as a whole. That's all. But reason why I'm covering this is because I want to bring to your attention how you got some men that are sitting over here following their women just because they're voting for Kamala Harris, but then the ones that have a backbone and are speaking up for themselves, the women are falling out with them over. I thought y'all wanted women. I thought y'all wanted leaders, ladies. What happened?
Stop the cap.
Let's keep it moving. Check this.
Couple different observations from yesterday. People are very, very scary, especially white people, right? White people are scary when it comes to talking about their political affiliations. Now, I probably asked an equal amount of black people, white people, and all in between. The only people that participated on there was some white people and majority black people. Off camera, white people are willing to tell you anything you want to know. They have no problems whatsoever. And I am a very social person, meaning that I'm willing to go up to anybody, have the conversation with anybody. I'm very likable as far as like, oh, what's going on? Like, I'm a joyful person. So I got no negative pushback on some like, oh, no, get out of my face type stuff. But all of the feedback was like, oh, what's the question going to be? You know what I'm saying? That I'm going to be asked on camera. And I tell them, like, I don't have no problem telling people because I ain't the type of person that ever catches by surprise. Oh, what is it gonna be? Well, I'm gonna ask you, what are your thoughts, and why you voting for who you voting for, as far as that. I can't do it, bro. And some of them was like, they can't do it because they job, they don't want to go viral. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to catch no L's as far as publicly and stuff like that. And it was some white people that came on the platform that did express their thoughts. One of them I did, I missed it. You know what I'm saying? Like I forgot to hit record and it was all stupid because it was my very first one. Very first person that I interviewed was a white person. And my sample size, I wound up talking to about 25 different people. So I'll probably cut it up into 3 different videos because that's just going to be a way too long of a video. But all of them said Trump, and all of them was able to substantiate whether they was on camera or not, and they was all able to substantiate whether or not they was going to vote for him based off of policy, and they was talking about immigration. They was talking about real issues. Now, another observation that I caught yesterday was that black men that were by themselves, most of them said Trump. I can't remember one black man that was by himself that wound up saying Kamala Harris. Some of them was drunk. You'll see that in the video. Some of them was young thugs. And then other ones were, they started off by saying they were undecided. And so they was more like cautious, trying to figure out how they should play it. I'm undecided. Then I would press them a little bit. And I would ask them, well, you'll see in the interview. I don't want to give the whole thing away, but I press them a little bit. A couple more observations. Some women were undecided. And then the rest of the black people, a lot of them were Kamala Harris. But here's the thing. Most of the men that were with women would then say Kamala Harris. Let me say that again. Most of the men, like it was a couple guys that was like, oh no, you go first, you go first. And so she would go on and she was like, oh, I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she's a black woman and I wanted to see her, a first black woman and stuff like that, right? So they would say that, they would give me that spiel. I knew it was coming and I got a bevy of different answers. And so I'm going to try to release it. I don't know if I should release it today or if I should release it Wednesday, but I'm going to drop it, right? And then the guy would get on and I would say, all right, so who you rocking with? I would just go straight to him. I wouldn't even plug him up with a mic. I would just ask him straight up. And he would just be using her mic, right? Her mic would be on the lapel. All right, who you going with? And he'll look at her, Kamala. And it's like, simps are crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, these dudes will do anything for box. I mean, anything for the box. They ain't trying to mess it up. And I don't know. Like, I didn't ask them if they was married. I didn't ask them if they was single. I ain't asking none of that. I ain't asking if it was just a date that they was on. Because I wasn't trying to mess up their moment. But, and sorry for the win, y'all. I wasn't trying to mess up their moment. But the point is that all answers, mostly that was for Kamala Harris, were influenced or they were from women that were liberal. And you got to remember, my sample size is not just from the people that are on camera, it's also from the people that didn't want to be on camera, but was willing to express their thoughts and why they felt the way that they was feeling. And so I didn't see anybody cite any policy. I didn't see anybody that said anything as far as Kamala Harris. And I'm just being absolutely honest because I'm going to just release it. I'm not going to modify it and edit it. I'm going to just drop the different interviews. And I think that this is something that I need to do, not only here in Detroit, but I need to do across the United States of America.
Now, this is the other reason why I'm trying to bring this to people's attention. For the people that are over here like, oh, this has become a Trump channel now. No. The whole point, y'all, this is how I know people like that are watching this. When I cover this shit, it's skipping completely over their head. Anton literally just told y'all exactly why I'm trying to bring this to y'all attention. Why is it that y'all are so quick to follow somebody just off of identity politics? They haven't given you any kind of policies. Or the people that are voting for Kamala, none of them can tell you what any of her policies are. None of the, and a lot of the stuff that those same people that are voting for her are complaining about, she was in office when these things happened, when these problems occurred. So it's like, if that's the case, then wouldn't it make sense for you to look at other candidates Notice I didn't say Trump, other candidates, because even the woman in the first clip that I showed you guys, she said there's other third parties. She's undecided. That's the other thing too, you guys. I'm like, people got to quit acting like those two people are the only people running. Y'all do realize that they have other parties that run for president every year. It's just that those two always get the biggest spotlight because they got the biggest money to spend. I was trying to think of the correct budget. I was trying to think of the word budget, but yeah, that's why. But y'all can vote for somebody else if y'all want to. Y'all can vote for an independent. That's what I'm saying. Like, so once again, I don't want to see nobody in the comments over here talking about some, oh, this is a Trump channel, I'm unsubscribing. Nah, nope. I just don't want you to be influenced and follow the herd. I just want you to think for yourself. That's all. That's all. But y'all let me know what y'all think. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm and helps to reach a broader audience. Also, look out for the travel vlog channel, Unplugged Traveler. Link is in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.